Now, there's been an interview posted with the CEO and founder of Quant, Gilbert Verdian, where he goes through a lot about quants, digital assets, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and a whole lot of info that you might want to hear. I mean, you need to hear if you are a quant holder or if you're simply in the quant community. There's a lot of info that he goes through that is pretty valuable. I'll be giving you my reaction to it in this video. And before we get into the video, if you're new to the Crypto Maxi channel, boys, subscribe and hit that bell. And also remember that nothing should be treated as financial advice, and you should always do your own research. Everything in this video is public knowledge or my personal opinion. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. And also remember that if there is, any feedback that you want to leave in the comment section down below regarding quant or crypto, just let me know in the comment section down below. With that being said, let's have a watch of this video.
Kindly joining me now in the studio to discuss digital assets is Gilbert Verdian, CEO and founder of Quant. Gilbert, thank you very much for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
Just to explain, guys, this is a event, CBOS event, and Finextra TV, Finextra Research is basically a research slash, I'm pretty sure, publishing company on the fintech industry. But yeah, thought I'd just quickly give you that info.
For having me, it's great to be here.
Really good to have you on and talking about a massive topic, one that's going to be covered a lot at CBOS. And what we're hearing walking around the exhibition floor is the question, what needs to happen for digital assets to gain traction within institutions? So let's start there.
I think digital assets.
Now, before we actually get into this part, I'm sorry for pausing it so much. It's just to really provide value to this video. I don't just want the video to keep playing. But my thoughts, like initially, when it says what is the next step, when she says what is the next steps for digital assets to be taken to the next level, the real truth, in my opinion, is regulation, right? It's got to be regulation. I think that is what he might say. If he doesn't, I might look like a clown here. But yeah, it's going to be, in my opinion, regulation. Even though it is not a big massive thing that people are happy about in the crypto space, it unfortunately will be one of the main reasons if crypto will ever be, if there will be mass adoption in crypto, which I'm sure it will be. But yes, it will involve a lot, and I mean a lot of regulation, which is a good and maybe even a bad thing for when it comes to privacy.
Assets have had a very interesting journey to get here. They were an unknown thing, but now we've seen the traction and the adoption by institutions led by regulation. And digital assets are an evolution of the way we're actually conducting financial services. So we've seen different pilots and use cases of people testing financial services testing digital assets. But what we're seeing now is the real world implementation within different types of asset classes, different forms of money in terms of central bank digital currency, and different types of institutions using it differently. So what is it going to take? I think personally, good regulation, and we're seeing.
Okay, so that was my prediction, and I swear I did not watch this video yet. Okay, I did not watch this video yet. It's just simply, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory and a bit of common sense here for digital assets, of course, to come into fruition and to actually take this mass adoption to the next level. It will need a lot of regulation with governments and jurisdictions, and of course, Gilbert Verdian has been a big advocate for regulation in the blockchain and crypto space. But yeah, let's get back into it.
Harmonized regulation come in. We are seeing different regions across the world endorsing the use of different types of digital assets for their domestic and institutional clientele or customers.
Sure.
And what we're seeing is the benefits it's bringing, and it's really down to benefits to the consumer, down to benefits to businesses, and what digital assets can do for them.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you very much for bringing us up to date there. And I think it's fair to say crypto and stablecoin might have not had the bestest of years. So tell us, what do you think the role of digital money has in the B2B space, and what does successful implementation look like?
Well,
now I'm actually pretty excited to hear this answer, as it's kind of a question that I wouldn't say I've been having, but it's a question that I feel like has been out there for people that are not really aware of digital assets and blockchain, and how really finance and payments, right, pay-to-pay payments and so on, will work in the blockchain. It's a question that your everyday person might not know about and will want a concrete answer for. So yeah, I'm excited to hear this.
What we're seeing is digital assets take many forms, and one of them are crypto assets and stable coins, and not all stable coins are the same. What we've seen is speculative type of stablecoins, which are algorithmic and not really backed by different.
Yeah, he's talking about, I mean, if you haven't realized, about coins like Luna, of course, algorithmic, and you got UST there as well. But yeah, UST Luna, and I think there was another one, the one by the Tron, the TRX coin. They've got their own stable as well. I think it's USTT. That one is also algorithmic, and it's backed by the 3RX token, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, there is a couple of these, and let's just say they are really unsustainable because they rely on a peg to another token. And we've seen what happened with Luna. If people are not buying or holding the Luna, there is going to be a big problem with that stable coin. That stable coin will not be so stable. But anyways,
different types of assets that are trusted or stable. And we've seen a lot of use and misuse of that type of asset, which has led to crashes within that market. But having said that, what we actually need to focus on is the institutional use of a payment using a digital asset. So a commercial stablecoin, which is issued by a bank, it's backed by collateral, and you can use it interchangeably. It's interoperable. You can use it across borders, and then it's actually settled and collated back to the bank, to the central bank. And what that will do is really allow new forms of money to exist. It's a digital dollar, a digital pound, a digital euro, for consumers to be able to conduct automation, have better privacy protection, and using a new form of money gives.
Right, so here he's basically talking about, sorry for cutting up again, but he's basically talking about CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, without actually mentioning it, which is pretty cool, as it's literally just giving you what central bank digital currencies will be, right? This is what they are, and if you want to watch it again, just you can clip it back. But yeah, this is what CBDCs are going to be really, to an extent, and yeah.
It's just a way to do things which we couldn't do before. So we're seeing that being developed, and in the future what we'll have is multiple jurisdictions having different forms of commercial stablecoins, which are all regulated as money, interoperating within their jurisdiction, but then cross-border for various use cases.
That's right, and we're seeing a lot of adoption around digital currencies amongst the central banks, aren't we? But tell us, how are you seeing that happen, and what are some of the benefits involved with that?
What we're seeing is a phenomenal take-up of CBDCs. If you look at the stats today, 105 central banks are actively working or implementing different types of CBDCs, and there's retail and then there's wholesale. And what that means is that the regulation has allowed them to take that step. So
yeah, we are also starting to see this, to be honest, with many, he talked about, we're starting to see it, but really there's been jurisdiction in countries that already have it in place, like China. I'm pretty sure, I've heard about India as well. But yeah, it's really starting to go into action. Of course, we're going to see it go into action in the EU and the UK probably by the year 2025, and they'll most likely be using Quant's technology. But yeah.
So they are actively looking at the benefits, having cash, commercial money and central bank money working within the financial system. And what does that mean from a policy perspective? Well, it means greater visibility. They can understand risk, so we don't have another financial crisis. What does it mean to the consumer? Better protection in terms of disbursements. You can actually spend central bank money that's backed by the central bank as government payment. You can actually use it for various use cases that are wholesale. You can settle easily between counterparties using central bank money rather than going through multiple steps and checks which take a long time. So the benefits that it brings is interoperability, privacy, and accelerated forms of digital money, which you can actually do really innovative use.
The one thing I'm pretty confused about is the privacy part. I'm not exactly sure how we'll bring privacy. It's I think that's one of the cons to CBDCs, is the fact there will be no privacy with people that, of course, to us everyday people that will be using the CBDC, there will be no privacy, right? There's going to be no privacy, and the government and everyone will be able to see exactly transaction, what we're spending our money on. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure on what is meant by the privacy part, but yeah, I do agree with literally 99% that's been said. But yeah, just one of the parts I wouldn't say I disagree, I just most likely misheard or I'm a bit confused about. But yeah, let me know also if you have any thoughts on that in the comments section down below.
Use cases and automate complex payment flows.
Well, I'm sure we could speak for a lot longer on this topic.
And yeah guys, that's basically the end of it. It's a pretty interesting interview, as you know, it goes through really what Quant is going to be working on, which is CBDCs, the Quant Overledger, and how it's going to be used. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video here. It's been your boy Crypto Maxi. I will be seeing you guys next time. Peace.